Donald Trump basically somebody who has never been understanding of the issues that affect the community.
If Black Lives Matter to her, why didn't I matter?
I don't agree what Kamala Harris did to my mom.
California public schools lose $1.4 billion a year in funding.
I want money.
You took pride in locking up black folk, and now all of a sudden she's trying to be sister girl. I'm telling it. Check out her record. She locked us up left and right. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
Kamala, kid, Kamala. Well, what do you know? We are now 7 days away from the election. And can't you sense some desperation coming from the DNC? Now, the latest we have is Kamala Harris went on Shannon Sharpe Club Shay Shay podcast, and I would like to say she has embarrassed herself yet again. On today's video, we are going to react to that podcast interview and talk about some others in between. Let's get into it. Let's start with the question when Shannon Sharpe asked her, what is her message to American voters who are voting for Trump? Let's hear it.
What can you tell the voters, our viewing audience, our listening audience, that if you were to become president, while Madam VP Kamala Harris will be much better on the economy than what President Trump was?
Well, so I'm really glad you brought that up, Shannon. So first of all, let's clear up certain myths.
Okay.
You know those checks that went out?
Yes, those stimmies.
Right. Right.
Stimulus check.
Yeah, I know. Well, right. Yes.
We got to be for stimulus, but they call them stimmies. Okay.
The reason those came about is because there was a Democratic majority in the House of Representatives and Congress. Mm-hmm. People like Maxine Waters, people like Hakeem Jeffries, right?
Yes.
Who did the work of pushing to say, people need help right now and we need to send out checks. There was a whole lot of opposition to it, including from Donald Trump's White House.
Yes, even him. I think he was resistant to it at first.
Yes. That's why those checks, remember, Congress holds the purse.
Yes.
So really, Congress wrote those checks. But then Donald Trump, unlike any president before or after, decided he put his name on those checks.
This screams out of touch, and I don't know what screams louder than out of touch than this. For her to think that American voters are only voting for Donald Trump because they received a stimulus during the COVID. What is your message to the American voters for what you have done these last 4 years? Or better yet, what are you going to do for the American people these next 4 years? And she talks about Donald Trump. And this is the scary part, because she wants us, the American people, to blindly follow her in buying this unknown item. When we buy something, people buy with their eyes, they buy with touch, they buy with sense, common sense. And if it's not adding up, we ain't buying it. But yet she want us to buy this nonsense. Let's keep going.
Time pay.
So you could work and the corporations wouldn't have to pay you for
overtime.
Who work for free?
That's right. And overtime means you are actually working a longer day, which means you are more tired.
Right.
Which means it requires more exertion. That's why we have overtime pay. So you don't take advantage of workers. In addition to all of that, we're looking at Donald Trump, basically somebody who has never been understanding of the issues that affect the community about disparities. And I'm going to talk, for example, about how when he was a landlord, he denied rent to black families.
Okay, this is where we have to stop. We have to stop the lies before they go too deep. Donald Trump denied black families homes. That's what she says, right? Now let's go down the list of what Kamala Harris has done to women and men of both colors. Are you guys ready? Let's get into it.
I intend to fight for Black Lives Matters. I intend to fight.
If Black Lives Matter to her, why didn't I matter?
I don't agree what Kamala Harris did to my mom, and I don't agree with what she's done to other parents as well.
My message to all Americans, especially Black Americans, do not trust Kamala Harris. My daughter, Shayla, suffers from sickle cell anemia, a chronic, painful genetic disease.
As a prosecutor and law enforcement, I have a huge stick.
It's a very sharp stabbing pain, and it hurts a whole lot. Like from my chest all the way down, it hurts, including my side.
So I decided I was going to start prosecuting parents for truancy.
When Kamala Harris was the California Attorney General, she had me arrested and prosecuted because my handicapped daughter was sick in the hospital and had missed some days of school.
I spent a majority of my time here at the hospital.
Kamala's horrible policies hurt mothers like me and the Black community. My name is Sheree Peoples, and this is my story. I am a single mother. I've worked as a certified nursing assistant and a caregiver. My daughter Shayla was born in 2002. When she was born, she was diagnosed with sickle cell anemia. It affects all major organs in the body and also causes extreme pain. Her whole life, she has been on medications like morphine and Dilaudid to help her control the pain. In addition, she had to undergo blood transfusions every 3 weeks. My lifestyle became taking care of her almost full time. It is pretty typical for kids with Shayla disability to miss a lot of school.
I just got out of school. I've done 3 full days this week. Oh, I'm so tired.
And for years, the teachers were aware of her condition and her absences were all excused. California schools get their state and federal funding based off of average daily attendance. Schools are paid about $30 per student per day.
In San Francisco, we threatened the parents of truants with prosecution.
I first heard of Kamala Harris when she got elected California Attorney General.
We are putting parents on notice. We are going to make sure that you face the full force and consequences of the law.
She wrote a report saying truancy was costing California schools $1.4 billion a year in funding.
Because of truancy, California public schools lose $1.4 billion a year in funding.
I want money.
Kamala then wrote a law making it criminal
And this is who you want, Commander-in-Chief?
for parents if their kids miss school time. Kamala even wrote a book called Smart on Crime.
You can read an excerpt from the book that she just plugged shamelessly. It's called Smart on Crime.
Talking about arresting parents for truancy.
I sent a letter on my letterhead out to every parent in the public school system.
In 2012, like all California parents, I received a threatening letter from Kamala Harris saying we'll go to jail for a year if our kids even miss 10% of school days. It was like a crazy intimidation tactic.
I'm going to start prosecuting parents for truancy.
I thought, wow, this woman doesn't have any empathy. Is it because she's not a mother? I also thought, how could she not
Let's talk about it.
understand it would disproportionately affect people of color, single Black mothers? But honestly, I didn't imagine it could affect me. Her teachers had her medical records from the Children's Hospital. I even had a 504 plan, which was an agreement between the school district and the parents to provide care for students with disabilities. It was April 18th, 2013, in the morning. I'm in my pajamas. I had just fed my daughter, gave her medications, sent her off to school. Little did I know, there was a warrant out for my arrest. All of a sudden, the police is outside my house and they started banging on the door. I opened up my door and 2 officers entered my home. They told me I was under arrest for my child missing school. They said I was going to jail. I was shocked. I said, but my baby is sick. The school knows that. And they said, go talk to Kamala Harris. Place your hands behind your back.
My mom did nothing wrong. We did everything we were supposed to. I was always bringing doctor's notes, always calling the school to let them know that I was in the hospital.
Then they handcuffed.
Very, very sad and also evil. And again, you want this person to be commander-in-chief? Oh, just wait. We're not done yet.
My pen, I can charge someone with a misdemeanor, the lowest level offense possible. And by virtue of that swipe of my pen, you will have to go to a courthouse and stand in line. You will have to come out of pocket and hire an attorney. You may get arrested for a few hours. You will be embarrassed in your community. You will miss time from coming onto the Google campus. All because with the swipe of my pen, I've charged you with a crime, which I may choose to dismiss 2 weeks later. It's an incredible amount of power. And you want to make sure that the people who have this kind of power are taking seriously.
So let's talk about Kamala and the swipe of a pen and how she tried to give me 15 years at 23 years old to take me away from my 2-year-old daughter and ruin my career. I was driving down the street. I was young, 23 years old, working at a mortgage company, the largest in the world, making about 300 grand, which is pretty good at 23 years old, almost 25 years ago when there wasn't social media. Had a flashy car, a bunch of jewelry because I'm young and dumb, and I get pulled over. Because of the way I look, tattoos, fancy car, jewelry, they illegally search me, find 4 Vicodin pills that the dentist prescribed me for a root canal, but I didn't have them in a pill bottle. I didn't know it's illegal to carry them, just loose in your pocket. So they smile while they arrest me, and I find out they charge me with 3 felonies. Possession of a controlled substance, transportation of a controlled substance, and possession of a controlled substance to sell. So I had to go get a lawyer, spend 10 grand to represent me, and I asked him, how the f*** they charge me with possession to sell and possession to, like, for myself? It's one or the other, isn't it? Long story short, Kamala and them wanted to lock me up for 15 years and said there's no way this guy's getting off without a felony. My lawyer says this guy's a brand new father. He works at a mortgage company 60 hours a week. He made an honest mistake. This should be knocked down to a misdemeanor at best, or not just drop the charge altogether. Kamala and them said, no way, this guy's going to prison. Over 4 Vicodin pills. So my lawyer said, Shane, don't worry, Kamala's a joke. She doesn't know how to do her job. She's an idiot. I'll get you off the first time I talk to a lawyer. So I go to the pretrial hearing to see if there's enough evidence for them to prosecute me, and my lawyer said he dropped all charges for an illegal search warrant. So there, I think it's done. Me and my lawyer celebrate. We go and get lunch. And before I even can get home, Kamala, because she doesn't like to lose and she wants to lock up an innocent father for 15 years, refiled charges saying that my lawyer blindsided her with an illegal search warrant. So with that stroke of her pen, she just cost me more money, because now I got to pay my lawyer another $2,500 to show up in court to get these charges dropped again. So I get my day in court 2 weeks later, same verdict, but this time the judge looks at Kamala and says, if I see him in my courtroom again, it's going to be your ass and on the line, not his. Shane, I apologize, and you're free to go with all charges dropped. But that's what Kamala wanted to do with her pen. And you want to give her the power of the presidency? No way are we going to allow that to happen.
And our last track record fact check of Kamala Harris is a pastor talking about Kamala Harris, who is from California, who is very familiar with Kamala Harris, just like Judge Joe Brown.
And their agenda, one of the things, is to get rid of the church. To get rid of the church, to have abortion on demand, to the promotion of all things LGBTQ. You know, Kamala Harris, she's running for the vice presidency. I call her Miss Lock Up a Brother, for when she was the AG in California, a Negro knew, a black man knew that he was dead in the water. He was dead in the water. Matter of fact, you don't need a trial. You might well go into jail if you appear before her, because she took pride in locking up black folk. And now all of a sudden she's trying to be sister girl. I'm telling it. Check out her record. She locked us up left and right. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Yes, Yes, she did. Yes, you did, Kamala. However I should pronounce it, you did. And now we're supposed to forget all that stuff. And she boasted in California that she was one of the first. I got the tape queued, but my time's up today. One of the first I showed you Thursday night to perform a same-sex marriage. Y'all want to see it? You want to see it? Let it rip.
Let the rings exchanged and the vows declared symbolize your commitment, sincerity, and affection.
Yeah.
And may your love never falter.
May your love never falter.
By virtue of the power and authority vested in me by the state of California, I now declare you spouses for life.
Cut. Now that is who's supposed to deliver us. Now, are you crazy? I like what Maya Angelou said. She said, when the people show you who they are, believe them. That's Kamala. And let me tell you, anybody who's trying to turn America into Sodom and Gomorrah is not good for this nation. She's not good for the state, and she ain't good for black folk.
I didn't know you as a man. And I think when you don't understand what a man fights for, you can get lost, especially with all the noise we're seeing from fake news, etc. Who created these pictures from you.
Nice.
So that when they say those horrible things like he's Hitler, he's a racist, did they not forget in 1991 what you did with Nelson Mandela? Yeah. Would you care to share that? Because I would love to hear that.
I never talk about it.
No, you do not. And I know why, because you're a man. Nelson Mandela and 80 of his constituents were trying to come to the United States.
Yeah.
The United States government wasn't helping him. No one was helping him. You chartered a 727 plane for their entire trip.
Yeah.
How is somebody, and it's crazy because you can talk about anything, and why is it hard for you to talk about the things you've done? It runs in your family. Your father helped build a synagogue. I mean, why do we not know those things?
It's something that I've never, I love doing it. I don't need praise for it.
Now, we the American people have taken our blinders off. We can't be told, we can't be told, we can't be sold, we can't be bought. We are now looking at this thing more logical. We're just putting our common sense lens on and just looking to see, hey, this lady just let in 10.3 million illegals inside of our country. When Donald Trump was the president, it was 2.3. But yet you want me to believe that she has our best interests? Now, common sense gonna tell you if she has that many people that have been let in, she's giving them bed and breakfast and beyond, and we want her to be the president? Absolutely not. That wraps up today's video. That is your political takeaways from today. We wish you guys a great one. Don't forget that the election again is 7 days away. Get out and vote for change if you are waiting and you are wishing for change. You can't continue to vote for the same party if this party is not bringing change. That's insanity. We have to wake up, America, and really vote for change. Thank you guys, and we will see you on the next one. Have a nice day.